Welcome to this episode of how quick I can ruin a perfectly functioning vehicle. Today, we're going to be working on my 25-year-old Toyota Tundra I just picked up. You probably saw that last video if you're on this video. So I talked about a bunch of changes in that video that needed to happen to this Tundra, and today we're going to be making them. Right here's all the parts. We have front axles, lower ball joints, a diff drop kit, and yeah, that's about it. So what we're going to be doing today, I'm going to bring you a little bit closer to the truck. We're replacing that. We're going to be changing out the spike lug nuts here, and then I don't know if you can see that. Let me change cameras real quick. In here, these are Bilstein 5100s. However, this is also a spacer lift. So we're gonna need to take the spacer lift off and just run the Bilstein 5100s because that's a crazy amount of lift, and that's why the front end of the truck don't feel too good, and why the CV axle boots ripped and the ball joints are ripped as well. So I've been working on vehicles out in the outside for years now. Never thought about picking up one of these mats. We're gonna try using a mat this time. Maybe it'll make me less angry when my knees are in the gravel. Step one, I need to go split some wood over there so I can shove it under the back tires so it doesn't rock forward because I don't have any wheel chucks. Now I'm sure you're probably thinking, what is up with this guy's fit? Here's a pro strat for you guys. Even if you're making a YouTube video and you want to look cool, if you wear your cool clothes out when you're working on the vehicle, your wife will yell at you. I learned this from experience. So we dress like a bum when we work on things. Take it from me, or it's gonna be a big headache. All joking aside, that's not the best way to do this. Don't follow my instructions. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm probably gonna mess this up. This is just a fun video of me breaking stuff, not a step-by-step. I'm not liable if you listen to anything I say. So step one of this job is going to be to take the wheels off. One of the things I wanted to do is replace the spike lug nuts. When you take lug nuts off, it's always easier to do it without the vehicle off the ground. So I got my breaker bar. I'm gonna break these loose now. A little bit sketchy setup here, but this is what we got going on. We got the new Badlands jack and a jack stand. I put the tire under there, made a little wood extension. I feel pretty safe about that. So taking a look here, he also has a wheel spacer. I don't love that. However, I don't know if we can even run the wheels without it. So I don't know. We'll see what I can do. We're gonna first off take that spacer off. So we got the wheel off. I took the 4 or 3 bolts out of here. Funny thing is, only one of them was tight. The other 2 were, this one was literally hand tight. This one was like barely hand tight. So I'm gonna remove this bolt. I started taking it out. All right, we just got the strut out of there. Let me know if you guys think that looks a little bit bendy, because I don't know. But yeah, he has it like on the last ring down here, and also running the spacer lift. We have a bit of a mess going on here, as you can see. So we talked about this strut. I was gonna take this top hat off for the spacer lift. Well, not really a top hat. I was just gonna take the spacer lift off. I thought, you know, super easy. But it appears you have to compress the spring on this one in order to get it off. And I don't have a spring compressor. So, and the fact that, you know, I bet this is pretty beat, and it was kind of looking a little bent. So I'm just gonna say fuck it and order Dobinson's. I just got a hold of Dobinson. We're gonna probably put the IMS kit on here, regardless if they are gonna, you know, work with me again on this truck build like they did the Tacoma. I'm just gonna order them either way and get this set up correctly. The reason why this happened is the previous owner had the Dobinson 5100 kit here, and then also a spacer lift. And the way they are designed, this puts it at way too steep of an angle and takes a lot of the travel out of the 5100s that you need to get the suspension working right. So it takes the top travel away and increases the down travel, which the stock suspension components on here, like the control arms, the CV boots, all that stuff is not designed to go that far down, and that's how you get that ripping and whatnot. I also believe something is wrong with this. It looks like it's kicked off a little bit sideways there, this strut. Something's weird with this, I don't know. So I'm just gonna replace it. I don't know if it's like kinked or maybe it's bent or something's weird, and maybe it damaged because it was getting too much travel and hitting like the bump stop or something in there. I don't remember what it's called, but it could have damaged it driving around like that. It's very stiff in the front end to the point where it's like the whole front end was hopping over bumps. So yeah, we're just gonna replace them. Truck's probably gonna sit like this for, I don't know, probably a week until I get the right parts in, but then I know it's done right, and I don't really gotta think about the suspension ever again because Dobson suspension is awesome. So I'll continue this video later. Small update. It's the next day. I didn't want to leave it sitting out like this because I actually have some people coming up to do some work up here. We're getting some more gravel for the house, and then a guy's bringing some equipment up here. We're going to be clearing out a bunch of stuff over on this half of the house for a project that is going to take the modern day biking channel probably to the next level, because we're going to be starting a big garage, and I'll start a whole series on that when we're actually starting it. But that needed, well, that's why I needed to get the truck back on the wheels so I could move it around. While we did that, I needed an extra set of hands, so my dad came over real quick. I didn't record anything because I was just trying to get it done before it started raining. But we actually took the wheel spacers off, took it for a test drive. Runs a lot better, but we're still gonna get hold of Dobson's, get that front suspension figured out, get some rear suspension on it. And yeah, good news is though, the wheel spacers are off and we don't need new wheels. They fit great, steers, doesn't rub, and it looks it doesn't stick out as far, but I think it still looks great. It doesn't have as of aggressive like bulldog stance, however it rides a lot better, and that's form over function, or function over form. I don't care what it looks like as long as it rides good. It's been a few days. Some stuff has happened. I don't know where we left off last time, but the truck is back on the wheels. It's drivable. We drive this thing. Nothing's changed. We have not fixed anything. We just put it back together. However, I went ahead and ordered Dobsons. So once they come in the mail, we're gonna tear it all back apart and put some Dobson on it. I ordered the IMS kit, which is like their mid-stage kit. We're gonna do a whole video on that. We're gonna do a whole video. It's gonna be a whole thing. However, right now, that's where we're at. I ordered it. I said, whatever. Let's just do the suspension the right way. Never have to think about it again. I'm really excited though. I'm excited to get this set up. It's gonna drive so nice. I also ordered some other little suspension parts for it to really just make it drive really nice. So yeah, that's where we're at. While we were sitting here waiting, I got some more stuff in the mail. I'm gonna go ahead and grab it. We've got some WeatherTech floor mats to get rid of those crappy floor mats. And then I got a way to mount my phone in the truck, so it's not just like sitting on the bench seat or like falling around. So let's go grab that stuff and install it. Alrighty, so this is what I got in the mail for the truck today. We got WeatherTech floor mats. These are my favorite. Love them. Then I got this little thing here. Check this out. You know what this is? This goes in. This guy off Etsy makes these, pretty sweet 3D printed stuff. But what it is it replaces the cigarette ashtray with a little cubby hole to set your phone in. Now he also sells one that you can well, I guess you could probably put this in there, but you could make a wireless charger, and it goes right in the middle there. I'll show you. I'll pull out this thing, but you see here in the middle there's a little circle thing where you can put like a mag-lock, mag-safe, whatever Apple calls it, charger in there. So yeah, I have a place to put my phone now. Let's go ahead and get this installed. I don't know about these floor mats. I got this stuff. Super excited to get these floor mats out of there. They're just not a vibe. They're very uncomfortable. Everyone that has ridden in this has said these floor mats suck. Boom. So I just went ahead and set this floor mat in there. I will say this is probably the worst fitting WeatherTech that I've had. So it kind of like isn't flush there. And then down here, it's not flush either. Still way better, but definitely not my best experience I've had with WeatherTech. The ones I had in Lexus were like super perfect. So these work really good on cars that have like foam under here. But on this old Toyota here, it is just straight, no foam, straight just like carpet on top of metal. So you can bite into the carpet a little bit, but not really, just pulled right back out. So we're gonna be rocking them without a little catch in there. It'll be fine. Comparing this to the old ones, a lot better, more coverage on the whole floor. Big fan. Like I said, the fit's not perfect on the Tundra here, but a lot better. And it's gray, kind of matches everything. Looks really good. Okay, so step one, let's make this a little bit bigger, huh? That didn't do much, but this is the ashtray. Pull it out, push this down like that, boom, she's out. Now there's 2 screws up in here that I'm gonna remove. Be right back. So the next step I had to do was, after I took the 2 bolts out there, I grabbed these little plastic tabs like this, and I just kind of boop. Now there's a light in there that's right here that plugs in. You just pull it out, comes right out. So that is it. That is the phone mount thing. So like I mentioned, you could put a little wireless charger in there if you wanted to. I had it in my last one, I didn't really like it. But, so now I can, grab my phone charger down here, plug it in, and my phone will just sit there instead of being like up here or up here, just in the way. Well, that is all that I have for you guys today. The truck's back together. Did some mods on the inside. Basically, that's all I need to do on the inside. It's perfect now. And we wait for the suspension to show up. Please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. It means a ton to me. Can't wait to get this on some Dobbinsons. Hope you guys are excited for that video. Stay tuned. We're going to be making this truck mine. Thanks for watching, guys.